How are you, Africans, special literature leaders and as leaders of different little books? Yes, today I have brought to you the novel, I can say the memoir of Chinua Achebe, the last book of Chinua Achebe, which is called Was a Country. This memoir, or a book written in the year of 2012, before the death of Chinua Achebe, because Achebe was dead in the year of 2013. Nigerian writer Chinua Achebe's memoir, There Was a Country, a personal history of Biafra, his personal account of Nigerian civil war in the year of 1967 up 1970, also known as the Biafran War. The book covers his early life in the eastern region of Nigeria, where his people, the Igbo, were the majority ethnic group. By this point, he was already a successful novelist with a family. However, his life as he knows it came to a crashing halt as war consumed his region, and he and his family were pulled into a battle for survival. Published a year before Achebe's death, There Was a Country in his own memoir, and his first time he wrote public about his personal experience in the war, exploring the theme of sectarian conflict and its affect his civilians. There Was a Country is considered one of the defining work of modern African non-fiction. There Was a Country begins with an overview of Chinua Achebe's youth in Nigeria. From early age, he was drawn to storytelling and struggled to find the role of wanted to play in the society. Eventually, he decided to commit to his first love, rejecting a full of scholarship to medical school in order to follow his passion of the arts, especially writing. As he matured and attended classes at the university college in his home countries, and he became confused on developing his craft to create an honest voice of his writing. He dreamed to creating a new genre of African literature written by little African voices, spreading their stories to the rest of the world. During this period, most of Africa was still under colonial rules, and Achebe was a strong activist for independence from Great Britain and other colonial powers. Much of his early writing focused on anti-colonial themes and need for Africa to be free to spread its wings and fly. Achebe tells the story of his childhood, education, marriage, and fatherhood, as well as his rising to become one of Africa's elite writers. This narrative runs parallel to the rise of Nigeria as a nation. Nigeria had been under British colonial rule since 1914 and up 1960. The movement for independence was growing beyond the colonial powers' attempt to gush it. The British had successfully exploited Nigerian resources for decades, with the independence movement growing in the strength. Britain decided to pull out with the treasure it and taken. Nigeria achieved its independence in 1960, but with the great hope that freedom brought came new problems. Although the people hoped for a bright and peaceful future, a new country remained dominated by old problems. The country quickly devolved with chaos due to weak leadership and corruption. The demagogues took advantage, pushing the country towards ethnic conflict. Nowhere was this clearer than the eastern region, the home of the Igbo, dominant group of the region. In the rest of the country, there was hatred and much resettled minority. In 1967, after a period of intense oppression in the eastern region, decided to break away from the nation of Nigeria. However, okay, let us proceed. The Rosso country begins an overview of Chinua Achebe's youth in Nigeria from age he was drawn to storytelling, struggle to find the Lulus. Okay. In 1967, after a period of intense oppression, the Eastern Legion decided to break away from the nation of Nigeria. However, the Nigerian government refused to sanction of the Eastern when it declared itself the Independent Republic of Biafra. A brutal civil war erupted, lasting 3 years, with staggering and war crimes. The Nigeria-Biafra War was considered one of the worst conflicts in human history. Achebe's writing career was disrupted as he and his family were forced to flee. Through it all, he never stopped writing down his experience, struggling, sticking on his goal to elevate the stories of Africans, to reveal where they would be read and appreciated throughout the world. He led his family through the Civil War and eventually brought his stories to an audience far outside of Africa, mm, but never told the story of his time during the Nigeria Biafra was until 2012. Ultimately, Biafra was surrounded a severe humanitarian crisis ensured that it was only solved with a surrender page in 1970. Chinua Achebe was a Nigerian novelist, poet, professor, and a literary critic. Sing Fall Apart, his beauty novel, is considered his greatest work. It remains the most widely read book in modern African literature. He wrote an edition of 4 novels and 4 children's books, as well as many short stories and poetry collections. He was also widely known as for his political commentary about the impact of colonialism on modern Africa. A titled Igbo Chieftain himself, most of his work focused on traditional Igbo society as informed in his first-hand experience. Political activist, strong believer in the independence of Biafra region of Nigeria. He also serves as a professor of language and literature at Bard College and professor of African Studies at Brown Universities. Yes, dear listeners of Teacher Njige, I have reached at the end of Memoirs of Chinua Achebe, known as There Was a Country. Chinua Achebe wrote his memoirs, There Was a Country, to reflect his life from the beginning of the elder. That's why he started to narrate the story of his during his childhood, the life of his father and his brothers and sisters, and the Igbo and his tribe of the wars in the year of 1967, was the civil wars. Okay, that is the short summary of the memoirs of the Chinua Achebe of the country. Let me end here because I have reached the end of the memoirs of Chinua Achebe. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment below this video. My name is Simanj of Literature, Teacher Njige, the young African writer, the world analyst from Tanzania, Africa.